Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Apocablog. Day 1459 of thinking that, this is a real interesting experiment in tolerance, but getting kind of curious to see how much longer we're going to tolerate it. Just because. More than 150 attendees at an illegal super spreader event. Whoa! Be afraid, be very afraid. In Palmdale, California, have been taken into police custody amid the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, according to authorities. Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department announced on Tuesday the deputies arrested 158 people, of whom 116 were adults, 35 were juveniles, on Saturday night during a raid at a massive underground party held in a residential neighborhood. These types of parties typically involve drugs, alcohol, weapons, minors, and prostitution. These folks know how to get their thing on. The department said in a news release, additionally, this criminal behavior is occurring during the COVID-19 pandemic. Ah, be afraid, be very afraid. Sheriff Alex Villanueva said in a press conference that the organizers, who reportedly promoted previous parties in Pomona and Ontario, broke into a vacant house. Now we got problems. Broke into a vacant house and used a moving truck to bring in their equipment. Respect for the balls, though. At the scene, authorities found 6 firearms and rescued an underage girl whom they believe was the victim of sex trafficking. Okay, well, so some good's coming out of this. The arrest come as Gavin Newsom issued statewide order imposing stricter blah 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 on travel, blah blah blah. This was a flagrant violation of the governor's health order. Even without the health order, these actions were criminal in nature. And they reiterated the department will continue to enforce the health orders and crack down. It's worth spending our resources clamping down because these super spreader events, if we get rid of them, we're going to improve our ability to fight the pandemic on a whole scale. Be afraid, be very afraid. So, that's funny because when there were, people rioting and burning down fucking cities and, ripping down statues and, destroying entire fucking neighborhoods, when BLM and Antifa, every time they get a wild hair up their ass, they're good to go. And those are events that are, factor of 10. But no pandemic issues there. Faggot. Now, this comes as Denver Mayor Michael Hancock releases an apology after being caught violating his own plea to stay home for this year's Thanksgiving. 30 minutes after his account tweeted for people to not travel due to COVID, he was on a plane to Denver. So, backlashes, hypocrisy when the news broke, swift and unrelenting, blah, blah, blah. And he wrote a statement asking his constituents to forgive decisions that are born of my heart and not my head. Faggot. I fully acknowledge that I urged everyone to stay home and avoid unnecessary travel. I have shared how my family canceled our plans for traditional multi-household Thanksgiving celebration. I recognize that my decision has disappointed many. No, you've infuriated many who believe it would have been better to spend Thanksgiving alone as a public official whose conduct is rightly scrutinized for the message it sends. I made my decision as a husband and a father. And for those who are angry and disappointed, I humbly ask you to forgive decisions that were born of my heart and not my head. Well, what about the rest of us husbands and fathers and wives and daughters and mothers and aunts and uncles and grandparents who are fucking, basically blowing the reaper as it is? What about them? What about the decisions of their hearts rather than their heads? Oh, that's right. They get fucking arrested. Piece of shit. A popular Chicago restaurant owned by a city alderman was busted this week for secretly defying state and local lockdowns and chalk it up to an error in judgment. Again, they made an oopoo. Is Mr. Alderman in jail? Nope. And on top of that, executives, athletes, and media are freed from 2-week quarantine because, the virus, it discriminates. It's got, whoa, you're an essential worker. Oh, can't fuck with you. I'll go get that guy that's not supposed to be outside. Governor Newsom exempts entertainment industry, yes, because Hollywood is, that's critical to, in their mind it is, because you got to keep brainwashing the kiddies. Keep promoting China. Go team, rah rah, China, 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 and fuck individual rights and freedoms. Just suck China's dick. Politicians pushing lockdowns have never lost a paycheck. The Waffle House CEO throws down that gauntlet, and he's absolutely right. Despite COVID-19, Toronto keeps open sex supply stores. Texas judges, well, and here we go. Yeah, judges aren't going to throw themselves in jail now, are they? Texas judges break their own rules on coronavirus mandates. New Jersey, Murphy caught without his mask and not social distancing. So, LA mayor stay at home, any exemptions, podcasters and homeless, we covered that. So look, I mean, stop listening to the words and pay attention to the deeds. That's the only lesson from any of this shit. Forget what they're fucking telling you, and just watch what they do. The only time you need to listen to a fucking word these cocksuckers say is when they say they're gonna do something to you. Then you gotta pay real close attention to the fucking words. But when they're telling you that you gotta do something for them, just watch what they do. That's all the rules could not be simpler. Because they are going to do this to us in perpetuity. It's up to us to turn around and en masse say, fuck you, dude, I'm out. And if you fuck with me over it, there's going to be hell to fucking pay.